heading back through the Florida Panhandle Wilderness again, looking for some antique records. I got a tip from a lady in the last store from a few weeks back that this store over here had a lot of records. I had never been here. Well, looks like we're coming up on our stop here. Everything country. Let's go in and see if we can find any records.
The destination is on your right. Everything country.
Siri beat me to it.
Arrive.
See you inside. We're going to see if there's anything in the Habitat for Humanity stores today. Well, been striking out all day today. Here's another one, Jefferson Street Antiques. See what we can find in here. Hi, here's my haul for this trip. This trip you see me go to a lot of stores. First I went down to a town way away from me. It's probably an hour and a half drive because I'd heard there was some records down there, and there were, but I think it was oversold, or either I misunderstood because it made it sound like, you know, there was just tons like they are at the one store. But I got down there and it was a normal kind of antique store that had, you know, maybe 2 or 3 crates that you saw me go through of stuff, and an overpriced crate of a couple things I might would have liked. So I left that one empty-handed and I moved on down the line to another store. Let's see. Yeah, it was Habitat for Humanity, and they had a few right there toward the front, but they were very old and obscure and stuff that, you know, the nothings that nobody ever likes to pick up, you know, they're still piled up there. So I didn't see anything in that stack that I liked. So I moved on until I found this new antique store that showed up on Google Maps that I hadn't been to before. And I said, well, let's stop in there and see what I can find. And you saw me kind of go through some boxes on the table of that one. Well, I was coming back around, you saw me film down a few tubs underneath the table. So although the stuff on top of the table was priced, you know, you had some $5, $10 stuff, and even higher, had some crazy prices like that one store for stuff that shouldn't be that price in that condition. You know, maybe 5 tops for the best stuff in there in that condition. And so I saw a couple I might would have paid a little extra for because they're not that common, like Grateful Dead and a couple like that I really liked that I started to get. But then I got to digging around and I saw, I just mentioned underneath the table was a couple $2 bins. So I didn't get a chance to film in there kind of one-handed because the records are packed real tight. And I had somebody with me this time who wanted to wait in the car on this store, you know, because it was kind of getting toward the end of the day. So I tried to make it quick, so I didn't want to try to get them out of the crates. You know what I'm saying? I had to spend a lot of time trying to organize it where I could really get it to show them that well. And since I got a lot of footage off the top of the table, I just went ahead and said, I'll just kind of dig through these. You know, I didn't have high hopes, so that's another reason I didn't take the effort to film under there, which I wish I had it. But I got to digging, and there was a lot of common stuff like some Linda Ronstadt and this and that. But then I got to the stuff that, you know, I always like, because I'm a guitarist and I like to find these guitar guys, whether they're jazz, rock, blues, whatever. It's just kind of interesting music to me. A lot of instrumental music is, but particularly guitar, because I kind of started out playing it. As you can see, the ones hanging on the wall here behind me and stuff. But with all that being said, I'll go ahead and get to the haul. The first one in this haul was a whole lot of Wes. So we had Wes Montgomery here. This is called the Small Group Recordings. It's recordings he made with like Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, Jimmy Cobb, that kind of stuff, Jimmy Smith. And here's the rear. It's a gatefold, actually a double album. So here's the inside. There's a lot of writing about it. Song list. And one of the vinyls actually is still on the player back there. You can't really see. There it is, but there's a lot of light on it. But anyway, here's the other one. Like I said, that's another reason I got it too, is they were just a couple bucks and it's extremely clean. And just a little ring wear on the album. So keeping with that theme, there's another Wes. There's Wes Montgomery Moving. And there's the back. It's gatefold too, with a big long story. I read some of it. Kind of skimmed. I usually like reading those. And the vinyl, this one I hadn't even went through yet or turned around, so the inner sleeve's nothing special. It's just a regular advertisement sleeve advertising other albums. Those are kind of neat sometimes too, though, because I'll find an album I hadn't never seen before and I say, I wonder what that is. And the vinyl on this was super clean too. Put it back in. And it was a double album too, so there's another vinyl, another one of these advertisements, inner sleeves. It's almost perfect vinyl too, so I really couldn't pass these up. And we found West Montgomery bumping. Kind of see a theme going on here. Here's the back. And this one, like the other one I didn't mention, is on the Verview label. Maybe that's how you say that. It also opens up. It's a gatefold. It's not a double album, but it is a very good single album. And it's real clean vinyl too. There's one little scary scuff on this side. I don't know if I can see it. You can right there a little bit. And I thought, oh man, that might skip, and I didn't notice it. But it didn't. It didn't even have much noise in it. It just kind of jumped right over it. So, and this sleeve is actually in real good condition. No ring wear or nothing. And last, oh no, not West. Jeff Beck this time. Jeff Beck Truth album. A little bit of damage right here. I kind of repaired. But other than that, the rest of it looked great. And the vinyl looked great too, was the reason I went ahead and went for the slightly damaged sleeve, because the vinyl looked new. I haven't listened to this one yet, but I've got a lot of Jeff Beck stuff, and I always like it. Another guitar guy. And that's all I found on this trip. I seen, like I said, several others I would have bought if they were in a little bit better condition, a little bit lower price, or reverse. And but with that being said, that's all I found. It was a pretty good trip. You know, I went 2 or 3 stores this time. You know, I try to get a lot in one store, you know, so I don't run out of stuff to record for you guys and kind of do it. But I don't like really not showing nothing, and there wasn't that I found. You know, sometimes it happens. So I decided to string these stores together into one big episode. And so hopefully you liked it. Maybe you can pick out some stuff in those other ones, or even this one that I should have got, you know, and let me know. But anyway, please like and subscribe below, and we'll catch you guys on the next trip.